studio. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little witchy today. It's almost October, so I figured let's just get a head start on it, right? Okay, so I always ask if you know someone who might enjoy this, help a girl out. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. I'll shift that out of the way. And we're going to do a cool witch cutout. So I'm going to just get cracking right away with some black and a nice fat brush. And I'm just going to get the little, yeah, let's just get some base coverage going. So we know we've got a band. And there we go. We'll just kind of get that roughly in. Am I worried about it being perfect? Nope, sure not. I'm going to come down here and I'm just getting the outlines first and foremost. I'm going to try to go a little bit wide at first, and then if I decide I need to narrow it down, that's fine. If I go too narrow, then I give myself less room. So we're going to go ahead and just get that really quickly blacked in, colored up cute. I found my witch hat, so I figured a witch hat cutout would be super fun to do. Let me know if this is something you're interested in doing as well. Just get that black covered quick. I tell you, I absolutely love these cutouts. These ones I buy wholesale. They're just so smooth and they take the paint so well. I don't know about you guys, but I'm also like super excited because we've just had like a change in the weather. It was like 58 degrees this morning and I was like, yes, you know, as opposed to the 88 degrees in the morning. It's been a really kind of hot and humid summer here in Virginia. So really ready and grateful that it's finally fall. All right, so we're all still fully on camera. Good deal. Let me get it this way just a smidge. All that black, I even put my little apron on so I don't get paint on my tummy, because you know what? I'm so good at that. I just get so into it, stop paying attention. All right, here we go. Getting that blacked in really quickly. Again, we're just going for quick coverage. Because this is actually not wood, it's made of MDF. It takes the paint just beautifully. It's a very smooth surface. It dries quickly. It's somewhat thirsty, but not quite as thirsty and crazy as plain wood. I'm just using like a nice lamp black. I think this particular one is a Blick. However, Deco Art Americana or Folk Art, or really pretty much any brand of just solid deep black is perfectly acceptable. Always try and remind you guys, don't get wrapped around the axle when it comes to getting the exact perfect, color, or use the brand that I'm using. So I got a ton of black on my brush. I'm going to offload that because the black is going to kind of ruin my rinse water. So I'm actually going to have 2 jars of rinse water. We'll go with a handy dandy kimchi jar here and just kind of get that sucker rinsed out. And who knows if I can use that water again without ruining it. So next up, we're going to come in and do the band. But I don't know. I would love to get your take on this. Should I do purple or green? Because I was thinking I could either do like the neon-y purple or the neon green. And I'm really on the fence. So if you have an opinion, I would absolutely love to hear it. Let's see. Is this a... Yeah. Okay. So the picture of me with my face, that's really more accurate for the colors. Yeah. Anybody? Okay. I'm thinking if nobody tells me otherwise, I'm going to go with green. And then we'll do some purple accents on the hat. Let me grab the hair dryer and just blast right around here so I don't drag black through this. Oh! Okay, so Elizabeth says purple. So we should do a purple band, and then what do you think? Green accents on the hat? All right, let me dry a little bit more. Let me know what you think, Elizabeth. Whoops, come on. All right, well, let's try that. So I'm going to grab some purple here. This is one of my faves. It's ultraviolet. It's such an intense purple. It's almost kind of like a funky magenta. And because I have an edge, I'm going to grab actually a square brush or a flat brush. Just kind of come like right along here. Either would look great. Yeah. All right, we're going to go with this one and see how it goes. That's almost too magenta, huh? That's like pink. All right, well, we'll get a base coat of that and then we'll add some other purple to it. That is not the color I was expecting. I'm just going for quick coverage. Again, sometimes keeping it real simple is the way to go. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get out there, I want to paint and I just start overthinking it. And then suddenly I feel like I've just committed myself to like multiple hours worth of a project when I don't necessarily have those multiple hours. So sometimes just having kind of one of these fun, cute, like cutouts is really, really helpful to just kind of keep the overthinkers from overthinking. Anybody else out there overthink? I'm a total overthinker. I used to hear it all the time from my boss. She'd be like, Wendy, keep it simple. You're going off the deep end with that idea. So, yeah, here's to all the overthinkers out there who want to not overthink so much. Okay, so I'm going to make that a little bit more purpley. So grabbing, this is actually also kind of a fluorescent. It's a weird funky mix I created with a Blick. I just wanted something a little bit more traditional purple. I didn't expect that. The ultraviolet to be quite so pink. I mean, I did say it was almost a magenta, but last time I used it, it showed up differently. Then again, I was painting it over blue, so what do I know? Trying to break out the color swatches again, huh? All right, so just a quick color here, make it purple. Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah, and then her royal witchiness will have some, oops, green highlights and green accenty bits. All right, so now we've got a fun purple. And in fact, because I've got multi-tones here, it actually, you know, at different angles looks a little bit different because they're both a little sheer. So I'm getting some interesting effects. So I'm going to go ahead and just offload my brush, and I'm literally just wiping it on like a piece of on my handy dandy scrap garbage book. Quick rinse. All right, I'm going to stay away from my black rinse water and go with something else. All right, there we go. I don't know about you guys, but I love some pickle jars. Anybody else weird that way? Pickle jars. It's like the perfect thing for rinsing. Plus, my cat always comes around and goes, "Oh, water, mom." And so I've been known to be like cleaning water out of my printer. I was not super happy. Okay, so I'm gonna actually start with some white on the accents on this. And if I look at this hat, I feel like we're gonna have the accents kind of along this side. So I'm going to begin by kind of creating a bit of a line. And I'm going to kind of pull some bits down. And I know it looks a little funky. And then a little bit here, kind of where it's got a kind of a bump out. And it's okay if this is a little bit dry brushy and a little bit rough. So some of this I'm actually going to paint over green, but the neon green is just absolutely not going to show up on the black. Just no way. We've got a little crease here, so I'm going to add a little extra there as well. Just a little some. And then a little bit along the rim here. Now, every once in a while I do a downward stroke, but I'm really trying to sort of keep the brush strokes in alignment with, so if this hat were like a cone and straight up, I would be keeping in with the cone. But because it's sort of folded and crunky, I've sort of tried to keep those brush strokes moving along the cone of the hat, even on the sides. Oh, Elizabeth, you have a class to teach. Oh, great. You can definitely come check us out a little later. Hey, Starla. And Rosemary says, cute. Thank you. I'm thinking this is going to be fun. And again, this is like the perfect antidote to overthinking. All right. So again, we've got a lot of light. So we're going to grab the white kind of along this edge here. I'm not going exactly to the edge. I'm leaving a little bit of a little black border. And again, just like this is kind of a round circular shape, I'm trying to keep the brush strokes moving in the same direction. So I think we can kind of get away with some highlights on both sides. keep it. Yeah, there we go. And maybe a little something right along in here. Now we could totally keep it just like that, or, oh yeah, so Facebook user, I'm not sure who says so cute with lots and lots of E's, thank you. So we could keep this white, but again, I feel like that's just a little bit too stark. So we're gonna try this experiment with the extra bits of green. Oh, let me see, get a little bit more of the highlight here. Just a touch, just a little kiss of highlight. There we go. Okay. So that was pretty quick, right? We sort of got that white out there. And go ahead and again offload the story of my life. Always offloading paint. Just trying to get the excess off the brush before I stick it in my water. We'll give this a quick blow dry so we can come over it with the green without too much smudgage. That's the word, smudgage. So something like this is absolutely perfect. Just like hang on your door, or maybe a kid wants to steal it from you and hang it on their door. It's about, I want to say it's like 18 inches. So it's pretty good sized. You know, here's my hand for reference. It's not small. It would almost like fit on my head. Ooh, cat hair. Well, whatever. Okay. So now I'm grabbing some of the Deco Art Americana neons. It's the greens. And I'm still sticking with my, let's see, can you see that here okay? My square brush. It's maybe a 1/2 inch, 1 centimeter, 3/8 inch, whatever. Something like that. We're not looking for precision. I just didn't want a massive brush. Okay, so there's my super hot green. I'm hoping it's a little bit opaque so that I can just kind of place it on the white and see what happens. Yeah. So we'll just come over the white with that stuff. And I believe it might take a couple of coats. But also because, you know, it doesn't show up that well on the black, I don't have to be super accurate as I get the coverage here. Just kind of come right back over. Now on camera, it's looking a little fluorescent yellowy. Actually, in real life, it's looking a little fluorescent yellowy too. We might tone this down a bit with some other green. Whew! Mamma mia! Just feeling the fluorescence today. But if you're not, you could always stick with like a simple white. You know, that looked pretty shiny. Or you could do the opposite and have the bright green band, and then the accents could be purple. In fact, I could just flip this sucker over and do it the other way on the other side. So getting that base coverage in. This will probably, probably need a couple of coats. But I bet you it'll look amazing under a black light because we have so many of these like neon tones. What's also fun about kind of doing it like this is I can really just relax and just kind of get into the groove. It's a fairly simple design, so I don't have to think too much about it. Don't have to be super accurate. We just want to get that paint on there and kind of have fun with it. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry, I had a little alarm go off. It's the thing that reminds me when my kids aren't here that I actually should eat dinner because, you know, anybody else do that? Ooh, Starla, yes. So she says she likes fluorescence and you could always set up a black light on the porch. Oh my gosh. I love that. I think I have a black light bar somewhere. Well, and also, for those of you who like, you know, are like me and you teach paint parties or, you know, put together kits, you can also get those fun little keychain black lights and, you know, just include those for kids and whatnot. And you kind of put it on the hat and it'll be like, pow. So maybe I'll have to go dig up my black light and get some photos and let you guys see how this looks like. How this thing looks, rather, not how this thing looks like. How this thing comes out. I'm just going to go in and add a couple little extra bits of the neon because there are a few spots here that really are looking a bit too yellow for me. And I didn't want yellow. I wanted to look like green. And so another thing, if you're feeling like this neon is too bright, but you still want that kind of black light effect, you could totally do like a base green underneath and then the neon on top of it. Oh yes, Starla. She says the green spider webbing. I bet you they've got that like available pretty soon at like the dollar store or like Target. I don't know. I think we usually buy the white. But oh my gosh, every year my kids are like, hey, are we decorating for Halloween? Like, I think my daughter, now that she's kind of a little bit older, I was trying to find a nice way to say, you know, hit puberty and is middle schooler and kind of just a whole different animal. She's not quite as excited about it, but last year it was like September 2nd, and she's like, Mom, when are we putting our Halloween stuff up? I was like, really? I'm not ready. I'm still recovering from starting school. All right, I have like superbly greened the heck out of that. But with that white base under the neon, that's really what's going to make that color pop, so that when you do put the black light on, I mean, heck, if I'm looking at the picture like on screen right here, it looks to me already like we've got a black light going. I don't know. That is so electric. And in real life, it's that electric. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Going to offload that paint. And now I'm going to graduate down to a smaller brush because I want to get some details in, because we still do want a couple of like white highlights. So just rinse and dry. Set that guy aside. I'm going to blow dry some of the green just to keep from smushing it. I know, watching me blow dry stuff is like super exciting, right? I know. Okay, so but I think we're dry enough. And the reason I'm now coming back through and adding some white detail is it's really going to kind of create that sort of finishing look. So I think to keep from dragging my arms through everything, we'll do a little bit kind of at the corner here. Whoops, see if I can actually. And notice I'm staying a little away from the edges. A little something here, kind of right on top. So we want to think about cleaner lines for the hat, or for the outlining, and I'm not doing a full outline. Whoops, got like cat hair. Those cats, I tell you. A little something right at the edge there. And so think about not getting full outlines on everything, but lines that sort of add hints and reminders as to where your sort of your primary borders are on a thing. I'm going to rotate a bit. It's a little bit hard to see down here, but if we need to tweak it by bringing little elements of black back in, we can. So again, under a blue light or a black light, it looks blue, right? The white is going to show up one way and the green is going to show up a different way. So you really will get that kind of purples and greens look there. Okay, and then just a little highlight on the band there. All right, a little bit above here. Again, it's just little lines just kind of placed in various spots to kind of help give it that finished look. We've got a little rumple here, so we'll kind of make it look rumply by adding some rumple lines. Yeah, a little bit along here, kind of some rumple lines. Looks a little bit like a star, doesn't it? Let's see if we can. Oops. Got a little something going on there. See how we're just kind of adding a couple extra lines in the various creases. I maybe didn't get that one exactly perfect, but it's fine. It still looks cute. That's all that matters, right? A couple of creases there. Again, just thinking about all the places where this is bending. Blink. Oh, you know what I could have done is added like a buckle. Well, I didn't add a buckle, but you know, sometimes when I think of it, like if I put a buckle on, my brain is like, oh, well, that looks like a pilgrim hat, a witchy, weird pilgrim hat. I don't know. I know my logic doesn't always make sense. I'm gonna add a little white highlight, just kind of right in this zone here. And notice I'm again kind of sticking with the direction of the paint or the cone of the hat. All right, so I feel like we kind of just got there, right? So here you go. There's your fun, goofy, slightly ridiculous witch hat. Once it's dry, you can literally just like use a power stapler to put some cord on and then hang it right directly on a hook on your front door. You could add some words. There's all sorts of fun things you can do. But I hope you had fun with that, and let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.